Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world right now. Hello and welcome. My name is Paul Bars. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and join with me in this very special video. Make money fast. It's all about how to make money now. I mean, what to do when you can't wait for your internet marketing career to take off. That's what we want, isn't it? That's the marketplace that I put this video into, and we want to know, what can we do? I get the question all the time, Paul, what can I do to make money now? I can't wait. Well, let me just help you out a little bit by explaining, first of all, what this is not. And this is important. It is not, the information I'm giving you here, it's not pay-per-click or AdSense or CPA. This is not affiliate marketing. It's not about ClickBank stuff. It's not about WSOs or whatever the list goes on. It's not about article marketing. It's not about product selling, email marketing. It's not about some internet marketing system thing. It's not about any of those. And I know that's what we're normally used to, but it's not. So let's have a look exactly what then this is. I mean, let's get into it. Very simply, this is a bunch of ideas that will help you make money. Now, these are ideas that will put cash into your pocket today, unless it's 10 o'clock at night, maybe tomorrow, perhaps this week at the latest. And I'll tell you right up front now, this information is available elsewhere online. I mean, I spent 8 days, a couple of hours a day, searching through the forums, searching through the search results, and going to various websites. And every single thing that I'm containing in this video here right now is available online. But what is not available online now until this video came out is me talking to you about it, explaining it to you, making it real, and bringing it into your life. I mean, if you need to make money fast, this is the information you need to have. And I don't know, maybe I can just give you a small example of something from my own life. And this is going back quite a few years, but I know what this is like. I know what you can be feeling like when you've got a family to support and there's just not enough dollars to go around. What do you do if you can't get a better paying job? What do you do if you can't reduce your bills? What do you do? Well, you have to be a bit of an entrepreneur. And you've got to step out in faith just a moment on your own and do something. And I'd had a situation where, many years ago now, and we'd had to downsize from one house to another. My wife at the time was chronically ill, and we'd gone on to the disability support pension, which was basically the equivalent of going from about $80,000 a year to about, $280, $290 a week income. Not good. And I mean, I needed money fast. I needed serious money as quickly as possible. And so we just finished moving house. And of course, once everything was done, well, we'd end up with a bucket load of boxes. And I thought to myself, well, I don't want them. They're here. I'll sell them. So I rang up the local paper. I popped an ad in there. I think it cost me about $18 at the time, which was like, oh crap, that's a lot of money. But I spent my $18 and I sold my boxes. And I think I sold, because there's a whole bunch of boxes there, about $250 worth. And I thought, now that's interesting. I wonder. And the next week, I put an ad in the paper again. And this time, instead of saying, I've got boxes to sell, I said, I've got boxes to buy. I want to buy some boxes. And I got phone calls from 3 different people who had just moved and said, yeah, we'll sell you our boxes, our old second-hand crappy boxes. There's that $250. I then spent, I think, about $70 of that back, bought a whole bunch of boxes. I mean, you should have seen my little car, and it was just a little zippy thing. It was stacked to the rim of flattened out boxes, but I bought them all. The next week, I put an ad in the paper. I buy and sell second-hand boxes, and here was the deal. Basically, I'd buy one of those big cartons, those big packing boxes for about $2.50. Actually, no, let's see, they were $4. They were $4 to buy new at the time. So I paid $2 for them second hand. I paid $1 for the little ones, $2. I then sold them, the big ones, for $3. They were still in good condition, sold the new ones for $2. So I made a 30% markup, a third basically, markup on everything that I sold. And for 18 months, I did that, and it put an extra $150 to $170 in my pocket each and every week, cash in hand. Allowed me to breathe, and it made the difference. That was the most beautiful thing. And it was that entrepreneurial spirit and that little bit of faith where I stepped out and said, yes, I can do this because I need to do this. So, let me ask you this. Are you ready? Well, first of all, if you're in a situation now where you need to make money fast, it's so important that you don't panic. First things first, you need to have a plan. You need to have a plan, and so I'm going to give you a plan. Not just a plan for how to make some money fast and how to make it now. I'm also going to show you in this video how to put together a good plan. And I'm going to show you how to make money not just today, tomorrow, this week, but also this month. And help you develop a battle plan and a strategy that can get you out of your current situation. So I'll be giving you ideas of what you can do now, but also what you can do tomorrow, next week, next month, next year even, and show you how to have that plan. So, first things first, you have to start with your budget. I'm guessing that your budget is in particularly good health. Now, I'm not going to give you a budget talk. There's a whole bunch of them online free. Go look at some good information. Very simply, budgeting means this: money in, money out. Here's the key. If you have more money going out than you have coming in, well, you're screwed. End of story. That's the ABC of budgeting. Get more in or get less out. Okay, so here's the problem. We have these things called credit cards, and we spend money, and we borrow money for things like cars and other niceties. And, well, all of a sudden, when our financial situation changes, we realize that we have more money going out, and eventually it gets to a point where we can't borrow anymore. Not that we should have in the first place, but we do. And then you act. Okay, that's it. Your budgie is cooked, and there's just nothing you can do about it. So, start with your budget. And I'm going to ask you today, if you're in a situation where you need to make money fast, that you sit down and you look at your budget. And if you have a partner, husband, wife, please do this together. Write down everything that should be going out. It doesn't mean it is, but that should be going out, and figure out just how much you need to have coming in. And then compare that, of course, to what you have coming in. So you need to decide exactly how much you need. You need to know exactly how much you have. You need to do the maths. You need to balance the numbers. So we're talking, the figures here, budgeting. Okay, it's on paper. You're probably going to find that you can't live on what you have coming in. If you're in a situation where you need money fast, you're not having enough coming in, well, it's important. Don't panic. That's rule number one. So, what is the difference? How much is the deficit? You've heard it within your country's economy. The deficit, well, we owe, this cracks me up. How can one country owe $100 billion for crying out loud? That's called a screwy budget. Of course, what I really don't get, and it's not true, it's just like the funny side of it. Okay, my country owes your country $50 billion. You owe us $30 billion. Well, can't we just call it quits and make, there's only 20 bill between them? No, yeah. Anyway, you need to figure out what is the deficit, what is the differences, and look at ways to cut your costs. That's strategy plan number one. Look at ways to cut your costs. Do you have some creditors? Do you have people, companies that you owe money to? Get on the phone to them. And I know it's scary stuff. It is scary stuff, and it can literally frighten the life out of you and terrify you. But I can tell you now, from personal experience, that it's more scary when they come knocking on your door to take your stuff away. So what you need to do is call them and work out some kind of payment plan to reduce your costs. And when you've done all that you can, you've got to ask yourself the question, what's left? What's left? What do you have left? What can you possibly do now? Well, you need to take a stock take. You know how we do that in the shops every 6 months or so? We do a stock take and we have a look and we see, well, how much is left? What have we got in stock at the moment? What have we got representing the value, the assets that we have here within our own business? Look at yourself. Seriously, folks, listen to me here. What do you have? Is it that dire? What do you have that you can sell? I mean, I'm not talking about your bed. I'm not talking about the stuff that you need. I'm talking about the stuff that you like that perhaps you actually don't need if things are that dire at the moment. Do you have stuff that you can sell? Do you need $100, $150, $200 by this weekend coming? I will bet that you've got something of value that you could sell that will put cash into your pocket and help you make money fast. I mean, now, today, tomorrow, the day after. Have you got stuff that you can sell? But just remember this, just like a government that sells off its assets to try and recoup and make money to, recover and pay out their own debts, you can sell off your assets, but if you don't fix the problem, you'll just end up back in a heap again. Okay, so what do you have that you can sell? What services also can you offer? I mean, you've got the cash injection, but what about the next day? Even unskilled labour, that is still a commodity, all right? Even unskilled labour is a commodity. You can bill out your time. That's what most of us do in a job, J-O-B. What is a job? They pay you for your time, and unskilled labour. Okay? It's one of those things, and you need to look at what services you can offer, and we'll come into that a little bit more in just a moment. And most importantly of all, this is part of the don't panic philosophy. You need to break down the numbers. Maybe you need to have $1,000 by next Wednesday at 5 p.m. $1,000 by next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Well, $1,000, that's only 10 jobs where someone pays you $100 each time. That's just 10 times 100 jobs. Or maybe only $20 jobs. They're real quick, they're real short and small and simple. Well, that's 50. Just 50 of them will give you $1,000. And here's the key. If you do something and you're selling some services, selling your time in exchange for cash, don't go spending the cash on shit you don't need. Hello? Are you with me there? If you need $1,000 by 5 p.m. next Wednesday, then save up that money by doing stuff for other people. Break down the numbers. And this is important. If you have some big bills that you just know you can't meet, you have some expenditures coming up that scare the crap out of you and you can't get to them, you need to break down those numbers so they don't look so frightening. I think back a number of years ago, I did probably my very first ever joint venture. And while not quite the same thing, it should illustrate the purpose. This little joint venture I was involved in some marketing group, one of those network marketing things, and I wanted to start contacting, it was for business stuff, and I wanted to start contacting some high-level executive business people. And I made some inquiries about, buying a mailing list to contact. This is back before the internet. Woohoo! And we're doing fax mailing and phone and land mail. There goes your stamp. Mail it away. But these lists, even the minimum was going to cost $5,000. Now, at this point of time, I was on a pension. A couple of $100 a week supporting a family. Not good. Don't have $5,000. Said to myself, I'd like to get $5,000. How can I do that? And I thought, well, maybe I could just break down the numbers. Maybe I could do some maths, 25 people. What's that, a couple of $100 each? Okay, that's affordable. Couple of $100, yeah, I could do that. Do you think I could find 25 people? Well, yeah, absolutely. Network marketing company. 25 people in the group I was already in? Absolutely. So we all put in a couple of $100 each, got the list of 5,000. Not 5,000 people, $5,000 was 50,000 people on that list. Pretty well every executive or middle executive in the country. And we started contacting them, had lots and lots of fun. As you know, some businesses like that don't always work out long term. I absolutely do not recommend that you try and get involved in something like that to get yourself out of your debt situation. No, you need to get a handle on things. That will make things much, much easier. You want to make money fast, network marketing is not the way to do it. Let me just make that clear. So, remember, first things first, you need to have a plan. Don't panic. In the future, pay cash for your car. Why would I throw that in there? Well, I'm going to talk to you about that one a little bit further down the line. In the future, pay cash for your car. Matter of fact, I believe you should pay cash for pretty well everything, maybe except your house. Kind of hard to come up with a couple of $100,000. Hey, man, just pull that out of my pocket. Yeah, it's like pulling it out of your backside at the same time. And then, hello! No, that's not going to work. But your car, your clothes, your couch, TV, surround sound system, all of these things. Hello, listen up. Pay cash for your car. Pay cash for all of these things as well in the future. Get yourself out of the situation that you're on now. Listen to me. This is what? What does it say there? This is important. This is very, very important. So let's not panic. Let me ask you this. Have you got a resume? Do you have a website? I mean, if you need money right now, wouldn't it be good to have a resume? Because, well, if it was easy as, quote unquote, they say, you could just throw up a product from ClickBank and, hey, gonna sell me 25 of these today, gonna blast it out to my list, everyone's gonna buy, and guess what? Bullshit, that just does not happen like that. Because if it did, everyone would be doing it. So I'm going to suggest that if you need to make money fast, that you sell services and you sell yourself as the commodity. So get yourself a resume with your skills on it. Put it up as a single page website if you already have a website. If your website does something else, then stick it on the back end of the website. If you don't have a website, get a free web host, web server with Blogger or with WordPress, or there's a whole bunch of them out there, and stick it up. I mean, LinkedIn would be good enough. Free to join. Stick it up on there. There's a good one. And try and get some testimonials on it. I mean, ask people for testimonials. This is important stuff. Because this is the beginning. This is the basis of getting things started. Remember, I said I want to help you not just make money fast, but also get yourself out of your situation so that this does not happen again. That's important. As is this, the right mindset. Oh, this is really important. And it's a hard one to overcome because you may have to eat your pride. Oh, I've had to eat mine a couple of times. Don't have much left now. Oh yeah, a couple of times I've had to just get down there and go, man, this is so beneath me. Don't you hate it when people, that is just beneath me? But, well, I don't think anything's really beneath me now. I'd like to just put my hand up and say, I will do what it takes. What about you? Are you prepared to eat your pride? What do you think of volunteer work? versus no work. Now, this is an interesting one. Had this discussion just recently with somebody, and they hadn't yet eaten their pride, and they were out of work. They'd been out of work for about 8 months. No one will employ me, blah, 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 and I should be doing this, and blah, 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 and we have this thing in Australia now where they want to put you on what's called work for the dole. Now, the dole is the government payment. And they'll send you out there and they'll make you work for it 20 hours a week. Good idea, I think, because volunteer work, which is pretty much what you end up doing, is good for your mindset versus no work, sitting around doing sweet FA, okay? You can't do that if you're serious. And if you want to make money fast, this will help get you out of the mindset of I'm broke, I've got no money, I can't. Look at volunteer work as part of your regular, weekly, monthly, whatever, some service work, I like to call it. What can you possibly do to help others where there is no reward for you? Now, that won't help you make money fast. It's not going to make money for you right now, but the question is, which is best? Volunteer work versus no work? I believe the answer is simple. I think volunteer work is better than no work. But you have to decide that for yourself. And if you're not certain, give it a try. Get out and do some service work just to help change the mindset. Of course, that's not going to help you if you need to have $150 by tomorrow to pay your car off before they cart it away. And if they cart it away, you can't get your kids to school or something like that. So we need to look at other different things. We need to, of course, assess our skills. We need to look at the different things that we could possibly do. Trade work, maybe? Do you have a trade? See, my trade isn't going to help me make money fast. My trade, the thing I learnt when I first got out of school, was actually in the theatre. Acting, directing. Not going to help me make money at all, actually. Most of the time I did it full-time for a few years. Realised not much money in this and had to go and learn a new trade, which was business skills. Not going to help me make much money now either. So that wasn't really any good for me when I needed to make money fast. Had to turn to something called manual labor. Oh, this is fun. Not! I'm a little guy. I don't have a big, strong, burlesque frame. I'm just a little guy. But I know that if I do manual labor and get out there and do stuff for other people, that I'm going to get paid for it. And that helps me, what? Pay my bills when I really, really had to. Of course, there are some times when you can't get a job working for somebody else. So you need to assess your own skills. And this is important. Let your friends know what you are willing to do to make some money. All right? Friends of friends. It is the most powerful referral network available. Friends of friends. Very, very important. I mean, if you need to make money now, remember I said earlier, swallow, eat your pride, get that down, put it behind you. Don't be so proud that you cannot what? Ask for help. John, I noticed that, you need your yard cleared. You've been wanting to do it for a long time. I'm in a bit of a spot at the moment. I need to make some extra cash by this weekend. Got to have it. Would you mind? Could I come round, perhaps do that for you? $50. No, I don't want a case of beer for it. I need the $50. Okay? If you're here in Australia, we have this thing when you're paying on tech like that, where you say, yeah, give them a case of beer. And they don't want the beer. You want the $50. And don't go and spend your $50 on the beer afterwards because you've got this payment. You need money, what? Fast, by tomorrow, by the day after, today. If you're desperate, this is what you need to do. This is very, very important stuff. So don't be afraid to ask. If they're your friends, I mean, they may say, look, I can't because I ain't got the money, but they're not going to say, dude, you shouldn't be doing that. That's beneath you. And if they do say something like that, like some snobby, like you see it on the movies and say, oh, it's a snobby way, well, don't have them as your friends. It's really that simple. We need to look at the different options. Okay? So let's look at them. We've talked about the mindset. We've talked about getting ready. We've talked about putting things in progress. But let's now look, I hope you're ready for this, at things that you can actually do. All right? Let me ask you the question. Are you ready for this? Really? Really, really ready for this? Good. I'm glad you are. You know, I took a job a while back, and this was only a few years ago. I was having a bit of a spot, economic climate crisis, blah, blah, blah. And I just had this thing that I thought, oh, geez, I really would like to buy that for myself. This wasn't I need the money now. It was, I want to buy that for myself. And, well, my current income is covered by my current outgo, the expenditure. So I thought I'd like to save up a few extra couple of $100. A friend of mine offered me some work. He rang me up and said, Paul, could you help me? I've got some industrial yard cleaning to do. I thought, can't be too bad. Yeah, couple of $100 for a day's work. Hell yeah, I'll take that. Industrial yard cleaning. Okay, that was interesting. But the thing was, I wanted to save up for something. See, I don't buy stuff on credit anymore. I just don't do it. I will save up the money, and this is a few years back, and I, didn't have much reserve left. I keep a minimum balance as my reserve now. Anyway, industrial yard cleaning. Was I ready for it? Hell yeah. Was it difficult? Hell yeah. I drank 7 bottles of water in that day and didn't have to go to the loo once. I was sweating like a pig. My arms were ready to drop off by the time the day was over. We were carting around crap that was heavier than I was. It was a difficult day because, like I said, I'm not a big frame guy. But I was ready for this. So are you ready? Seriously ready? Good. Let's do a stock take right here, right now. Get your pen and paper. What things can we do from an online point of view? This is, obviously, everyone says, well, this is going to be the easiest thing. I want to do it online. I don't want to have to go out there and sweat like a pig and do industrial yard cleaning. Hell, I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to do industrial yard cleaning either. Matter of fact, I've never been back to do it since. But this is interesting. If I had to, I know I could bring up that mate and say, mate, g'day. Got any more yards for me to do? And he'd go, yeah, no problem. I know I could if I had to. Fortunately, very fortunately, I don't. So, what computer skills do you have? What programs do you have on your computer that you can use to do stuff for other people? I mean, I'm recording this right now from a PowerPoint slideshow, a presentation, yeah? Do you think, maybe, if I really wanted to, I could contact people and say, hey, let me put together a PowerPoint slide presentation for you? Yeah, that's something I could do. What other stuff? I mean, article writing. I was looking, and this was on the forum thread just here, and I was looking, and people were arguing about article writing, and you don't get paid enough. I saw a post just on one of the other forums. Let's see, when was this one? Only 2 days ago. And they go, man, what's an article worth? I mean, come on, $1 for 100 words? Who says you have to write cheap, crappy little articles like that? If you can write articles in whatever language you'll be selling them well enough, why do you just have to write an article? Why not write a complete autoresponder series and get it straight out there? Of course, that's not going to necessarily help you make money right now. Could get your money in the bank by the end of the week, but not right now, article writing, unless, of course, you advertise somewhere and say, let me write you a custom autoresponder series, put cash into my PayPal account right now. That could work. So there's an idea. Maybe you could do transcription services. This audio that I'm recording here as I do my PowerPoint slideshow, I'm not going to be transcribing this. Someone wants to read this, good luck, read the slides. Okay, I won't be transcribing this. And I have done that kind of thing in the past, but I won't be doing it this particular time. It's just a service. I want you to think outside the box. What things can you do? Can you do research? Can you do rewriting of materials? Older materials, rewrite them for someone. Can you do that? You could get paid for that. And we're talking services, stuff you can do for other people. Maybe you can set up autoresponders. Maybe you can set up squeeze pages, and pop-ups and so on for local businesses with their existing website. I mean, hey, why not? If you've got some computer skills, jump online, have a look at the people in your area, people within driving or walking or riding distance, and have a look and go, well, hey, XYZ business over there, you don't have a subscription. I can set that up for you. $150. Payment up front, or at least 50%. Okay, if you need money fast, you got to get off your ass and get out there and get it. Chances are it won't fall out of the sky. No, I mean, you can go outside, go out the back of your house right now, stand there, look up. Good luck with that. It just doesn't work like that. It's like trying to sell stuff, make $1 million overnight. Most of the time, you'd be better off going out and trying to just looking up and waiting for that money to fall from the sky, because it just doesn't happen like that. What kind of things can you do for other people? Content for membership sites. Okay, that's a good one. Link submissions, 50% up front always, I think. Or, I mean, if you're advertising, say like on the Warrior Forum, for example, the classifieds or the Warriors for Hire, man, you don't get 50% up front, you get the whole lot. So if you need $150 and you could do any of these things, bang. You're going to have, I think it's $20 at the moment, but that could change to put your ad there in the first place. But what if you don't even have that? What if you don't have that? Surely you could find someone to sponsor you. Okay? I see it happen with the War Room all the time. People sponsor others through the War Room. So why couldn't you? What are you trying to, if you're stuck with the mental block, oh yeah, but, then you need to pull your finger out of your butt and start looking around and getting some help. This is important stuff. If you need to make money fast, it's all about the change of the mindset. So what things could you do? Well, look at other classified ads. Look at the want ads. Look at what people are actually already advertising. And perhaps you can do some of it better. Okay? Have a look through Craigslist or many of the other websites that are the classified lists like that. Get some ideas. Fulfill those ideas. But stay away. This is important. Stay away from the biz ops. We will help you make $50,000 by tomorrow. Dun dun. Bullshit. They will not. You'll be helping them make money. Chances are it won't be helping you one little bit. This is solid business wisdom coming from years and years and years of experience in, this is also important, listen here, both success and failure. I've enjoyed them both. I know what it's like, success and failure. All right? I'm helping you. I'm hoping to help you learn from these things. Here's another one. Become an affiliate manager. Prospect for people on ClickBank. Now, I'm not talking about you taking a percentage. I'm talking about you getting paid per affiliate, $1 each, $2 each, $5 each for the super affiliates. Okay? $5 each, 20 people, there's your $100 into your PayPal account fast. Can you see where I'm going with this? I'm talking about doing things for people that they'd like to do themselves but probably just don't have the time. So, can you build a website? I mean, do you know how to build a website? Even just a simple website with something like WordPress? Well, if you don't, you should learn, because that is a skill, that is a commodity. All right, the more you learn, the more you can earn, no question. And then you start doing simple stuff for other people. Okay, can you blog? Do you think, I mean, this is key. Look at all the local businesses in your area. How many of them have a blog for starters? If they don't, could you set one up for them? All right, $200 each. You need $500 by the weekend. 3 businesses this week, you set up their blog. Then what do you do for the future? Well, here's an idea. $50 a month, not much, 40 something, whatever. You will write a brand new fresh post for them, for their industry, and you'll post one every single week, because fresh content. You know it's the key. I know it's the key. You just need to let them know and help them understand just how important that is. What can you do? What can you do for your local shops? And I'm not just talking about the fruit market down the street. I'm talking about all the shops, all the businesses. What stuff can you do for them? How can you help them improve their profile? What could you do that they might actually pay you for to make them look better? Can you see where I'm going with this little list? What can you do for busy people? And that's the question. What can you do for busy people? Just think about that one moment. Maybe I should put on some elevator music, Just topping up some water there. What can you do for busy people? Because these are the things that you will get paid for more often than not. It's the stuff that you do away from your computer that's going to put money into your pocket fast. If you need to make money fast, you need to get out there and ask people, can you clean their gutters? Walk down the street. Walk a couple of blocks. Look for places. Knock on the door. Hey, how you going? Look, I'm out of work at the moment. Need to make a bit of extra money by the weekend. I notice that, your gutters are, they're all clammed up and there's, leaves and crap everywhere. Could I do that for you for $25? Just take me, an hour. Would that be possible? Now, some will say no, but some will also say yes. Need to make $150 by the weekend, $25 each. That's only what? 6 houses? Make money fast. That's the kind of thinking that you need to get in there. What else can you do? Walk the dog. Clean the crap. You. Oh man, my parents had dogs all their life. Now, I don't have a dog. People say, what, don't you like dogs? I said, no, I love dogs. I just don't like what they leave behind. It's one of those things. I live in a unit, not allowed to have dogs. Lucky me, I like my fish. My fish are very nice. But what can you do for busy people? Can you walk the dogs? Maybe other things you could do. Peephole, installation, letterboxes, doggy doors, cat doors. All these different things. Have a look down at the hardware shop. What does it cost to buy a little dog door, cat door? And if you have some skills in that area, I could do it if someone else cut the hole in the door for me. I'm not really sure about that, but yes, it would be possible. Maybe it comes with instructions. But if you have some skills, and if you don't, window washing, that's, something out there. Here's the key. Anything that has a franchise system of a home service work, anything, look through the yellow pages, you will see things that you could possibly do that, you don't have to go and set up the business. You just want to make some money fast. You want to have it by this weekend. Have it by the end of the month. These things can get you out of trouble. That's what I'm trying to say to you right now. They can get you out of trouble. Now, you notice I'm not talking biz ops here, am I? I imagine a lot of people just think, make money fast. Hey, going to get me on the internet. Going to go, hey, going to go and do this. And, hey, going to make me a whole lot of money fast. No, I'm talking about getting you out of trouble. We'll come to the plan in a little while. We'll come to that plan shortly. What else can you do? This is offline stuff. What about contacting the temp agencies? If you have a skill that you can offer to them, do you maybe have any unwanted domains that could be used for local businesses? Well, here's an interesting thing. Maybe, I used to own, I don't know why I didn't do this. I was just a bit overwhelmed with other crap at the time. I used to own something. I live here on the Sunshine Coast of Queensland, Australia, and I own Sunshine Coast Photography. Why did I not keep that domain? Long time ago, I owned sunshinecoastonline.com. Why did I not keep that domain? Let's not go there. Long story. But if you happen to have any domains for local businesses, you can just throw up a 3-page website with WordPress, or it doesn't have to be WordPress, and then you sell it. And this is interesting. Phone calls or door-to-door, not Flipper. Why is that? Because I'm talking about making money fast. Sell it via phone calls or door-to-door, not Flipper. I want to put cash in your pocket by the end of this week, cash in your pocket by the end of today or tomorrow, and this could do it. How long? Seriously, think about that. How long might it take to put up a 3-page website with some content. You could knock that off in, 2 hours? Easy 2 hours. Add on 15 minutes to register a domain if you don't even have one. Now, this is getting more towards biz ops, so I've got to be careful here. But if you've got it, you can sell them. 3 pages, 2 hours. Get out there and in photography, contact every flipping photographer in your area. I've got this thing. I need to sell it quickly. $300. It's yours. I mean, is that making money fast or what? That's beautiful. There's an idea, but not flipper. Okay? And now let me just talk business plan for a moment. What happens if they go, yes, sweet, and I mean, someone is going to. At that price, someone is going to. And if they say, and if you come to the very last person, 300, oh man, no, 200. $150, and look, you continue, just pay for the hosting. Whatever. Sell it for whatever. But then what? The business plan idea that comes with that is, guess who they're going to hopefully come to, and you ask them when they want to upgrade the site, make changes. They'll come back to you, and you can do that work for them and get paid some more. Okay? You follow me there? Can you see how that might work? What about car cleaning? All you need is a bucket and supplies. Now, you're not going to go around your local neighbourhood because, well, they're not particularly busy people. If they're home during the day, they're not busy people. You want to go to your offices where you got the busy people working who you know are getting paid, probably an average or above average wage. How you going? Hi, my name's Jim. Look, I'm unemployed at the moment. I need to make $180 by Saturday. Could you just check the executives here? Got your cars downstairs. If I can just wash them, $20 each. 6 cars, bang, there's 120. You're on your way. Are you with me? Make money fast. I mean, come on. I'm getting excited with some of these ideas because they will help you make money fast. How about this one? Can you sell? Well, maybe find someone who does the service. You've got someone who owns a local franchise. They haven't got time. They're busy. They haven't got time to go out looking for work. Mate of mine also is what's he do? Landscape gardening. He's so busy doing jobs, he hasn't got time to go out looking for new work. I could contact him and go, hey, how you going? If I was to knock on the doors of all them big, beautiful homes up in that particular area, would you give me $50 if I got you a lead, just someone to talk to? Not the job, just the lead. Lead generation. Can you sell? Can you sell the service? Book the appointment, maybe. But you've got to get paid on a daily basis. If you're just doing this to make money fast, you want to get that going up and running straight away. Go and sell it, whatever it is. Okay? What else can we have a look at? How about this one? Got a few computer skills. I've done this before. Create product sample CDs for local businesses. Now, this is nice. These days, people will pay. Oh, man, they will pay thousands of dollars to the companies that do this for them. You could go in and do it for $250. Walk into the local, let's see, I don't know, pet store. Let's just talk about dogs before. Let's go to the pet store. I'm thinking of my pet store. It's actually more a fish shop because that's obviously where I go. What if you were to put together a sample, a product sample CD of everything, of all the things that they offer? You walked in there with your camera, your phone with a camera, you took some snaps, you built up some stuff, you put together, you got a PDF, a PLR one from somewhere, something, I don't know, something that's not going to take you more than a day or two to do, and you sell it to them. All right? And you hook them up with someone who can do CD duplication on a big thing, and you just say, give this to your customers. They will come back in spades, and you will make lots and lots of money. $250 is all it's going to cost you, and I need that this week. Okay? You can do things like this. This is important. Got a ute? Yada ute, that's what we call them here in Australia. Good for rubbish removal. The ute, the utility vehicle. I think in the States it's a pickup. Over here we call it a ute. Yeah, I know it sounds like something else. It's a ute. Got one? How about rubbish removal for grandma down the street? Or anyone. Or you could go and do some industrial yard cleaning. Woohoo! That's fun. Not. Good Lord, that was... Oh, geez, I nearly killed me. But I had to do it at the time because I wanted that money at the end of the week. Letterbox delivery is very poor pay, this one, but it's money. Of course, if you're doing it for the big companies, you're not going to get paid fast. But perhaps you can just contact some of the little companies. The little businesses who can't afford the big rates. Don't want to do a 100,000 run drop this week. They just like to do a couple of thousand, which would be a few days' work, okay? I did this as a kid for 9.5 years for my uncle's real estate business. 9.5 years. I figured out on the average day I could make $25, which, wasn't much money. I don't know what you'd get for it now, but hey, if I wanted to save up $100 to buy myself some new roller skates, which is what I did with some of my money back then, I knew I had to work 4 days, and I had my $100, cash in hand. Why not? It's an idea. You need to get creative. You need to do stuff. Things that can make money for you fast. So let's take this one step further. Money in 1 week. See, some of these things you can get paid cash for now. Some, well, maybe not so. What kind of things could we come up with for money in 1 week? eBay could be good for this with your PayPal. Now, anything going into PayPal, depending, I guess, on what country you're in. Where I am here now in Australia, stuff goes into PayPal over there. Through US transactioning and however all that works, I transfer it. Takes a couple of days, so I can have money in 1 week if I do stuff. If I want to sell something on eBay, and I could just pick out from the second-hand shops. We got this TV show here at the moment. It's on the cable called American Pickers. Yeah, interesting name for a TV show. I've never actually bothered to watch it, but I guess what they do is they go around and they pick stuff that's second-hand, sometimes hopefully free, or get it really, really cheap, and then they resell it. Now, they don't resell it on eBay, but you could. Okay? You could do that. I'm sure you could find stuff. The key is very, very simple. Buy cheap, sell high. Craigslist, classifieds. Look at my packing boxes. Buy cheap, sell high. Now, these days, the packing boxes, a friend of mine was moving just recently. I said, what do you pay for your new boxes? He said, they're like $6 each. I said, serious? I used to sell them for $3. Now, I don't want to be doing that anymore, but someone right now could be doing that right now and making... sell them for $4 each and make 2/3 profit, or make 100% markup. Buy them for $2, sell them for $4. I mean, that's pretty sweet. This is called making some extra cash and being smart while you're doing it. Maybe you need to get an instant cash injection. Can you have a garage sale? All right. Don't have much stuff to garage sale? What about contacting some of your neighbours? Throwing it all in together, getting a big pool up. Now, you're not going to make much money on a garage sale because you'll have the American Pickers will be there trying to rip you off and get stuff as cheap as chips. But it can put cash into your pocket and get rid of a whole bunch of crap as well. Okay? Bulletin board affiliate. Now, this one's not really, it's actually probably in the wrong area. High interest stuff, weight loss, stop smoking, dog training, acne. Maybe you can find some affiliate programs that pay instantly, okay, through PayPal. That would work. But you've got to look for these high interest areas and create a flyer with some little tear-off tabs with the web address for the affiliate URL, which of course you've cloaked in some way and you've made it nice and easy for them to type with bit.ly or goo.gl or something. You've done it in some particular way that it's easy for them. But these are things that can make money for you, within a reasonable time frame if you've got that little bit of extra. Okay? How about this one? Advertise. 3 websites this month for XXX. They pay hosting, use WordPress, then upsell. Okay? Can you build a WordPress website? I threw that in earlier. Good skill to have if you need to make some money by this time next week. need $500 urgently and you can do that, then you should contact your local businesses. Throw something, if you can, into this weekend's paper as well in the local business area. Don't spend too much on it, just a little classified, couple of bucks. You will do 3 websites this month for, what would they normally sell for? $500, $800, $2,500? You'll do it for $350. They pay you cash up front in advance, or at least 50%, and there's your $500. Okay? You might have to go out and knock on a few doors to do it. I like the other one I threw in earlier. Go and register a few local domains, chase them up. Nice. And of course, they pay for the hosting. Now, if you're really smart, you'll send that through an affiliate link, so you get paid next month too, and then the month after. And then, of course, you can upsell them at some point. All right? Here's another one. Have you got something that you can train people in? Maybe you could run some study groups in local library or the high school. $10 per student. You've got some skill that people will train for. All right? Selling stuff on Fiverr. This was a popular one. This was interesting. I told you I spent, I think it was 7 or 8 days having a look around and getting ideas off the net for this particular video. A lot of people saying selling stuff on Fiverr, but apparently it takes 2 weeks. 2 weeks to get paid. And I mean, you sell it for $5, but they're going to take their commission. So I don't think this is a good idea, but it's there. I think this is a lazy-ass way out of things. And this is the problem. If you need to make money fast, well, you can't be lazy-ass in doing it. I mean, if you really need to make money, I'm telling you in this video how to actually do it. So if you need to make $500 by next week and you just pick the lazy-ass way to do it and you don't make your $500, guess whose fault that is? It's not mine, because I'm telling you how to do it. I'm giving you a whole bunch of different options of things that you could actually do. Maybe you could take this one. Look for people. This was a good idea I found. Look for people selling expensive cars, and create a one-page website for them. Just a one-page website. $100. I'm talking, $100,000 car or more. Have a look through the classifieds. There will be people selling their cars privately. Okay, there are magazines here in Australia that specialise just in this stuff. Ring them up and say, look, I'd like to help you out. I'm actually sort of unemployed at the moment, but I'm using my skills just to make a few extra bucks. I saw your beautiful car there. I'd like to help you sell it. How about I create just a single page website with a great little sales pitch on it and your phone number there, and of course, make that possible for you to include in your advertising. It just costs just $100. It will help me out and it will help you out too. Don't be afraid to tell them your story. Okay? That's okay. It's all right to tell them a little bit of your story along the way. Can you create products? Can you create e-products that, could be used as a WSO on the PLR thing? I'm creating a product right here, right now. Took me 8 days, a little bit over a week, bit of research, another day or 3 recording and editing. Okay, I don't edit these things very much, but you could do stuff. Heck, you could do it for other people if you didn't want to do it yourself. I mean, what other skills do you have? Do you have these other skills? Elance them. Set up a good profile. Get onto Elance. Get onto guru.com. Get onto all these places where people go looking for outsourcers. Get some good feedback. Now, here's the key to getting the good feedback. You go for the $300 or $500 jobs that a lot of people ask for stuff about them, and you offer to do it half price. You say, hi, my name's Jim, and don't be afraid to explain your situation. I'm just getting started. I've been doing this for a while, but things are a bit tough. I'd like to do your job for you half price. I guarantee, with a money-back guarantee, you will be happy. But I'll do it for you half price because I need the money by the end of next week. And so you get the job, you do the best you can, you get some fantastic feedback. Once you've got 4 or 5 fantastic feedback, then you start, going for the normal pricing. Okay, but it can put cash into your pocket by the end of next week, and that's what I'm talking about in this particular situation right here. So where do we go from there? Let's talk about regular money each month. All right, regular money each month. This is important. That's why it's in red. Learn how to build a dummy WordPress site. Think about that. If you don't know how to do one yet, you better learn how to do one. Won't make money for you today, but it can for next week, next month. Then hook yourself up with one of the leading domain name sellers, whomever that may be, okay? And then get yourself, I've said this more than once and I'm saying it again, build some cheap-ass WordPress sites for midget businesses. People for, even for free. Now this is interesting. In exchange, do them for free. I'm talking midget businesses. In exchange for they buy the hosting and the domain name through your affiliate link. Maximum 2 hours work. Now you won't put cash in your pocket straight away doing that. But it's a great way, okay, to get some ongoing monthly income. Maybe when you're financial, you could rent your own server. That's what I do. Now I just pay one monthly fixed fee. I've got my own server and all my customers and clients just go on it. And then they pay me. So I actually get my hosting free and then they pay me on top of that. That's a good little business idea. It works. It's really, really simple. Who could you look at? The lawnmower man. Pub musician. Okay, midget businesses. New authors. Look at businesses who are paying for advertising. Have you got any idea how much people will pay for advertising in their local paper? Unbelievable. Thousands of dollars. Have a look, see if they've got a website. And if they don't, you could get your 5-page website, as it says just there. Never mind. The 5-page website, build it and host it. You make $600 a year doing that kind of thing if you have it set up right. Do a few of them, 4, 5, 6 every month. There's a business. And that's how things can go. Fantastic. Now, let's just summarize things a little bit, shall we? This is the key. If you're in a situation now where you need to make money fast, you also need to save money. All right? Drink your coffee at home. Now, this is a big one. I put this in because this is for me. Drink your coffee at home. I go out almost every afternoon and go and have a cup of coffee somewhere. Cappuccino. Love me a good cappuccino. Cost me $4.50 each time. Now, across the space of a week, let's say I did that 5 times, that's $25. Now, $25 isn't much, but that's a week. That's $100 a month. Oh, my Lord, that's over $1,000 a year just on cappuccinos. Now, my brother said, well, why don't you buy your own damn cappuccino machine? I said, brother, because I don't go out for the coffee. I go out for the company that comes with the coffee. Okay, I work at home on my own, so therefore I go out. But there was a time when I didn't have just the cash sitting around to go and do that. So I bought myself a thermos and took my coffee with me. I could probably do the same thing now, but I like the cappuccinos. It doesn't matter. Drink it at home or take it with you. Eat at home. Okay, on the reciprocal side, my brother eats out probably 3-4 times a night. Single guy at home. It's just the way the Bars brothers are. Take your lunch with you. Look at saving money wherever it is possible. This is important stuff. All right? Now, I want you to think about this just for one moment. What I'm about to give you now is the golden key. This is important. This came from a story, an article in the paper, and I've kept this article now for a couple of years because I knew one day I'd want to tell this story. I want you to think about this. The average person, remember I mentioned up front, pay cash for your cars. Well, the average person is going to buy themselves, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 car. I don't know what this particular car is here, $100,000 car, I don't know. But here in Australia, the average new car is around $40,000. So the deal is most people who are working, they will, take out a loan around 11.5%. I don't know what it is, somewhere thereabouts right now, 5 years, and then have to repay about $850, $875 or so dollars a month. Okay, $40,000 car, 5-year loan, 11.5%. It's going to be about $850 a month repayments. Okay? Now, if you're earning the money, 80 grand a year, that's not a lot. It's 800. And it's a new car. We get to drive, a new car. Very, very important. Now, here's the thing. This is important. See, 5 years later, they've paid back the $40,000 loan, along with an extra $12,500 to the bank in interest. Okay? So, they bought a $40,000 car. They borrowed the $40,000. They paid that $40,000 back along with $12,500 in interest over 5 years. So we're talking in rough numbers, $52,000 is what they've paid back. And guess how much the car's worth? About 10 grand. So they spent $52,000 over 5 years and their car's worth 10 grand. Thereabout, okay? This is what we call wealth destruction. That is not smart. It's not good thinking to do that. So here's a new plan. Pay cash for cars. Think about this. Instead of buying the brand new one, even though your old roller right now, that shit heap, it's probably about to fall asleep. Okay? All right, it's probably not a shit heap. Sorry, I've just mortally offended half my audience. Okay, but it may not be the car of your dreams. All right? I know what that's like. I've had to drive a few of those cars. Okay? But it's all right. Here's the thing. Hang on to it for another year when you get that itch. Hang on to it just for another year. And do this. Put aside and save the $850 or whatever each month that you would have been, spending on it. Because then after a year, you're going to have 10 grand or so sitting aside there in savings. So what you can do then after that year, you've got your old roller, we'll just call it that. It's not one of those buckets. But you've got your old car, which is, worth a couple of grand, possibly. Whatever. And you add that, you look at your 10,000 that you've got, and you combine that together. And basically you buy yourself then a car that's about 5 years old. 10 grand, 12 grand car. 5 or 6 years old. It's not the car of your dreams, okay? But we're getting to the dream. The dream is coming. Just stay with me, okay? Then what you do, because you paid cash for this one now, which is a nice second-hand car. I mean, man, you can pick up a fair dinkum here in Australia, a pretty damn good second-hand car for 10, 12 grand, okay? 5 years old. Mwah, beautiful. I worked in the industry for many years. I know how the maths works on this. So what happens is, but you keep saving. You keep saving the $800, $850 a month. All right? So now you've saved up another 5 grand or so halfway through the year. And of course then, it's only 6 months in since you bought your new second-hand one. You can now you can sell that new second-hand one and you'll sell it for about the same price. It's only 6 months. So let's say you sell it for about, 10, 12 grand. You add in the money that you've already saved in that 6-month period, you've got a $15,000 car. Okay? So now you've got a car that's only a couple of years old, because 2 years after a new car walks off the lot, it's worth about a third of what it was previously. 2 years. And a 2-year car it's still new. All right? So this has taken a year and a half to get yourself a practically new car, and you own the thing outright. So here's what you could do. Instead of then, over the following 5 years, paying off money to a bank to get your new car, you own now a near new car. You still keep saving, listen to this, you still keep saving your $800, $850, whatever those car repayments would have been over the 5 years. And at the end of the 5 years, you're in a situation now where instead of losing $40,000, or actually instead of losing $50,000 and paying it to the bank, you own a car that's worth the same as what your old one would have been, 10 grand, but you've got $40,000 in the bank. You with me on that? But you've got $40,000 in the bank in like a managed share fund or something like that. And this is the kicker. When it comes time to then upgrade your now, I don't know, what is it, 6 or 7-year-old car, and you replace it with a 2-year-old car, which is going to cost you around $15,000, well, you take that out of your $40,000 that you got saved. So you own your car, and you've still got $25,000 in your shared fund, and you've got a new car compared to never owning the thing, never having it worth more than 10 grand, and shelling out 50 grand every 5 years on something else. In a nutshell, if you kept doing that and then just kept putting some of that money aside, which you would have been paying for the new one anyway, after a couple of cycles of doing this, you can have $100,000 in your managed share fund. Maybe shares isn't the best idea right now, but somewhere safe and secure, and you're driving a near new car every single time. Okay? That has got to be the best damn news article that I've read in the last 10 years when it comes to getting yourself out of debt disaster. Very, very important. So let's wrap this up. You don't need a product. You are the product. Okay? You can post your services on a free site like Blogger, Weebly, WordPress. Give yourself a web presence. Okay? You can easily offer a few samples, free samples, to build your reputation. Okay? You can do article writing. So you can offer to write some articles for free or testimonials, and you can do this in a day and get paid for it. All right? You don't need a product. You are the product. Okay? That is very, very important. And when it comes to getting started, there are free scripts and resources on the web that will help you do stuff. All right? I love buying the computer magazines, PC magazines, things like that, because they always give out free trials of the latest U-Butte software. When I was getting my business started back in 2000, 2001, I only ever used free software that I had free trials for, because I couldn't afford to buy the full thing. So I kept going from free trial to free trial. I even found this was a corker, a HTML editor that I learnt on back then. The free trial lasted forever, and I didn't get a crack for it. It just lasted forever. It was magnificent. Some mistake they made. Not my fault, but I was really, really happy. So you can do the same thing. But there are lots of free trials. You can download programs from the internet and teach yourself how to use them. The key is this: you become the product, and then you sell yourself. You need to build your skill level, and then the more that you learn, the more that you earn, because the more that you learn, the more you can then do, and the more that you do, the more you will earn. Simple mathematics. You need to go and figure out some kind of service that you can offer. Not a product, okay, not a product that you throw up on a ClickBank or the WSO forum or onto JVZoo or onto DigiRes or none of that. If you need to make money fast, you need to be the product. That is the key. Final tip. You're having trouble? Don't know what to do? Look, just go and look in the classifieds and see what else. See what other people are doing. See what they're getting paid to do. All right? And I had to throw this in. Obviously, you've either got a job now and it's not paying enough, or you haven't got a job at all. We need to make getting your job. Okay? When I was out of work in the past, and it happens. It's a long life. You know, God willing, that's what we hope for. You've got to make getting a job your job. Or if you're looking to build your skill level, you need to get into it seriously. Go without the television if you have to. Don't ever, listen to this carefully, don't ever put aside or push aside the family, loved ones. Don't ever do that. You need to do this in conjunction with your husband or wife. Okay? If you're married or you have a partner and so on, you need to do this in conjunction with them. Help them to understand that maybe if you're going to need a 90-minute training session each and every night, You need their okay, but still schedule in those special events. That's very important. And this is the key to getting started when you have nothing. It's in red because it's what? It's important. You need to learn the secrets of OPT and OPM. These were taught to me by a wonderful friend many years back, multi-millionaire. He said, Paul, you need to learn about OPT and OPM. I said, fantastic. What is it? I've got no clue. He said, easy. It's other people's time and other people's money. That's the secret to business success. I mean, come on. Let's look at this for one moment. What is outsourcing? We use other people's time. When we participate in a joint venture with somebody else's list, okay, we're using other people's money because they've invested time and money to build that list, okay? You need to think outside the box and always have someone whom you can talk to as a mentor. That's important. Oh, that is just so important. And to leave things and to wrap things up, finally, please never, ever give up. Never give up. I mean, things can get tough. Things can get you down. Things can be depressing. Sometimes it seems there is no hope. I promise you, there is always hope. Where there is life, there is hope. It's just the way it is. You don't have to believe that to make it true. It just is true. I'm in a very fortunate situation right now where I have some very profitable websites. It wasn't always like that. I started my business. I was on the disability support pension, caring for my chronically ill wife at the time, and had nothing. I mean, we couldn't even afford our own house to rent. We had to be given one through the government. I mean, it was not a pretty place, I can tell you now. It was very different to the house on the water that I used to live in prior to that time. But I never gave up. I said, if it's possible that somebody else can learn to do something, then I can learn it too. And I believe that to be true. If someone over there can learn to do that, I can learn to do it as well. If I'm committed, if I'm ready. Remember I asked up earlier, are you ready? This is important. Because if you want to make money fast, you need to change your mindset. You need to start thinking outside of the box to be creative and stop trying to sell and create a product, but rather become the product. That's the key to making money fast. And once you get out of this current situation that you're in right now, then you can look towards a plan. Here's the best plan I can possibly give you. Create something that others want. Let me just say that again with a little bit more clarity. Create something that others want and they are willing to pay for. Let me just say that again with a little even more clarity. Create something that others want and they are willing to pay for because they would have done it themselves if, this is the final key, they had the time. So, I think in today's internet business world that creating product for other people to sell is probably one of the best things to do. You create the product once, you sell it 50, 60, 100,000 times. That's good business. Sell it for $5 each, not good business. This video I've made cheap because I believe I've made it as cheap, as affordable as possible, because if you need to make money fast, then, well, you need to make money, not spend it. So I didn't make this a $97 video. Hope you appreciate that. And there are no refunds on this particular video. Sorry, it's only a couple of bucks. All right? You need to get up off your butt and go out and make some money. I've given you all the ideas in it, I promise you. But never give up. Never, ever, ever give up. Thank you very much. My name is Paul Bars. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this little journey along the way. Now time to take a break. Time to go grab myself some lunch and then finish off the day. I look forward to hearing about your success. God bless. Bye-bye.